to the simulation genre with Fishing North Atlantic. This game was developed by Norwegian indie developer Misk Games and was published by Plug-in Digital, who released the roguelike masterpiece Dead Cells, which I've also reviewed. Fishing North Atlantic is the latest entry in the extremely popular commercial fishing series, with the previous entries, Barents Sea and the upcoming Ships at Sea, being well received by fans. The version I'm reviewing is the Enhanced Edition, boasting updated graphics and sound. Recently, I've started to take an interest in fishing games, and the commercial fishing series came very highly recommended from fellow simulation game enthusiasts. Fishing isn't anywhere near my area of expertise in real life, as I'm a mediocre fisherman at best. So I was curious to see how this game might appeal to less experienced players. While the game does provide an extremely detailed representation of real-world fishing, it's also very accessible to newer players, thanks to its massive level of customization, allowing players of all skill levels to enjoy the game. Fishing North Atlantic deep dives into the exciting, lucrative and sometimes dangerous world of professional fishing, placing the player in the role of a commercial fisherman starting out in the harsh waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. The player starts off with nothing but an old trawler and some very basic fishing supplies. From here, you'll need to learn the basics of catching fish so you can earn enough money to purchase more equipment such as traps, bait and tools. Eventually, you'll earn enough funds to purchase new ships, which then unlock additional methods of fishing, allowing you to catch different species. In addition to fishing, players can explore the map, which was created using a region of Nova Scotia as inspiration, complete with environmental conditions which are based on real-life weather data. Exploration provides rewards in the form of fishing villages and towns to find, which offer both lucrative contracts as well as vital information in the form of the location of fishing hotspots. Observant players will find unique ships travelling the ocean, which can then be purchased by the player. I spent a large amount of time just driving around, as I loved how the game simulates the feel of controlling a boat and being at sea, with each boat requiring practice to learn to pilot effectively. The fishing mechanics make up the core of the game, with players able to use long lines, deep lines, nets, fish traps and even harpoons. You'll start by trawling for lobster, using basic lobster traps and your trawler, sizing each one and discarding undersized lobsters. Once you earn enough money, you can purchase a basic fishing boat, which can be outfitted with long lines used to catch fish, which you'll need to manually hook, gut and store for sale. Next is net fishing, which is a little trickier than using long lines but yields a far bigger catch. Finally, you can attempt deep line fishing, which is the most lucrative fishing method but also the most difficult and expensive, allowing you to harpoon some of the biggest fish in the game for massive profit. Each fishing method has multiple stages, requiring you to pilot the boat, deploy your lines, and harvest, gut, and sort the various fish. You'll also need to ensure that you're meeting fishing regulations on both the size and the number of fish caught within a year, as well as managing your crew. Initially, my catches were very small, but as I sharpened my fishing skills and consulted the in-game encyclopedia, which is a vital resource, my efficiency increased, increasing my reputations with each of the towns, which in turn unlocked better fishing equipment and baits, boat upgrades like better lights and more powerful engines, as well as a larger cargo hold, allowing me to get more fish as well as information on fishing locations. I only have one criticism with the game, which is the visuals. The developers placed a lot of effort into the models for vessels and water textures, but the models for the trees and villages is extremely poor by comparison. I understand that most of the game takes place at sea, but this one detail did affect the game's immersion factor, at least for me. However, this is a minor concern when compared with the sheer level of detail on offer. With over a dozen species of fish to catch, multiple fishing methods to learn, a wide selection of ships to master, and a gigantic map to explore, the game is extremely customizable, allowing players to tweak their difficulty, starting vessel, fish populations, and even desired weather conditions to match the fishing experience to their skill level. This is by far the most accessible and immersive fishing game I have ever played, and is an absolutely essential purchase for fishing enthusiasts, or those just looking for a good simulation game. I also recommend the expansion pack, the Scallop Expansion, which lets you fish for scallops. I hope you enjoyed my review of Fishing North Atlantic, and if you did, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe, as it really helps the channel. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I hope you join me next time when we look at another indie game. Until then, Captain Skill Incarnate, out.